What's going on, people, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'll be going through some of the games from last night from the NBA playoffs 2024-2025. Join me. Let's start off with OKC versus the Grizzlies. OKC 131 points to the Grizzlies measly 80 points. That is a 51-point swing in favor of OKC. To be frank, the Grizzlies were an embarrassment, a no-show. OKC are carrying on their form from the regular season, and they are a danger to any team postseason. Let me give you one positive from the Grizzlies. They did have good scoring opportunities. However, that's where the positivity stops. They did not take their shots when they had to. And once OKC got into the rhythm, they didn't look back. And every shot they took was hitting the net. It was outstanding basketball from OKC, from the entirety of the team and the bench players. OKC had a great regular season, and now they're bringing that form into postseason, the playoffs. So now they are danger, like they were during the regular season, to every team they come up against. Memphis did have some opportunities to make their shots, but they squandered, like I said. And once OKC took over, they didn't look back. And they got into their rhythm and they didn't look back. Everybody was making the shots. Everybody was hitting the net. Everyone was getting buckets. It was wonderful. OKC also defended as a unit. Not every man for himself. It was a team effort. For me, it was easy. Too easy. And to me, it didn't look like Grizzlies even belong at that level. Now, another team I consider a danger to everybody else, the Boston Celtics, the reigning champions, and in my opinion, on course to retaining it. Boston Celtics, 103, Orlando Magic, 86. A quiet dominant result, but it was just too easy for the Celtics, in my opinion. Because once they get going, there's not many teams that can stop them. And it's not only their offense that is effective, it's that they defend, again, as a unit, similar to OKC. As a unit. I think teams in the future rounds, the latter rounds, will be able to get a game or two here and there. But I don't think any team is capable of beating them in a 7-game series. I am open to be proven wrong, of course. Shout out to Derek White, 30 points and a very efficient shooting percentage. He's a great player, because I saw him from last playoffs when they got their route to the finals and then dominated Mavericks. And he is a danger to the rest of the teams involved. One player that did show some spirit and some heart for the Magic was Banchero. He showed some heart. He got 36 points and 11 rebounds. Very good stats. Orlando did defend well. They did show heart in the defense. However, once Celtic found their rhythm, there was no stopping them. Next game, Cleveland Cavaliers versus the Miami Heat. Final score, 121 to 100 in favor of the Cavs. It was a gritty game, a playoff game, a victory fought for. It wasn't given. Again, they knew it was the playoffs, unlike other teams. The Cavs also showed why they are one of the favorites. During the regular season, they had a great season, and now they're bringing it over to postseason, the most important part of the year, the playoffs. In fact, the first three quarters, it was a tight game. It was a good game. Both teams showed their class. But in the fourth quarter, the Cavs put pedal to the metal and they took over in clutch and they didn't look back. A few pointers, what I noticed is that Miami needs to clean up on the turnovers and play a little bit harder in defense all the way to the end of the game, not in spells. One thing I can say that helped the Cavs was their extra days off. Next, the final game of the evening. Houston Rockets 85, Golden State Warriors 95. Low scoring games compared to the others, but it meant that it's more competitive. So games 2, etc., could swing either way, in my opinion. Van Fleet and Jalen were, to be frank, they were awful and a disgrace. They have a player that's more often than not on the bench, Whitmore. In my opinion, he should be getting a look in more often. Sengun, he played like he knew what time it is. Playoff time. However, the rest of his team didn't reach his level, because if they did, they would have potentially won it. He got 26 points with 9 rebounds. Very good stats. And a very good game using your eyes. For the Warriors, playoff Jimmy isn't just a myth, it's a reality. He turns up, he always turns up in playoffs. Alongside Steph, they will be a problem for any team in the future. And I look forward to watching them together in the upcoming games. He had 25 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, with 5 steals. Both sides of the court, he was effective. One thing that would have made the Warriors game more convincing towards them is if they clean up their rebounds, then they'll be able to score many more points on the break. In general, it was a good defense and a good win for the Warriors. So that wraps up game 1 for the teams mentioned. Join me for game 2